News Matt in the building. What's good, y'all? Hope you having a blessed day. I don't gotta go over the backstory. You should know what's going on with Rattler. Coming into the season, he was supposed to be the star quarterback for Oklahoma, win the Heisman, go #1 in the draft, blah 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 blah. Then out of nowhere, the backup quarterback that goes by the name of Caleb Williams stole his job. Caleb came in the Texas game to relieve Spencer. He balled out. Ever since then, it's been chaotic. We even saw the rumors according to Pat McAfee. He said he had a source confirming Rattler was going to enter the transfer portal. As we know, that hasn't happened just yet. But however, ever since then, Spencer Rattler's dad himself has responded to the situation. Not only that, it also appears and looks like Rattler's in some more trouble, and I don't mean old trouble, I mean new trouble. We got a lot to talk about in this video. Before we get into it real quick, I don't ask a lot. All I'm gonna say is, if you're enjoying the content and you like sports, basketball, football, consider hitting that subscribe button. Helps out the channel a lot. Leave a like, do all that stuff. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. To be quite honest, every aspect of this video is interesting. We'll start with Spencer's dad first. Originally, like I said earlier, you had speculations that he may enter the transfer portal as soon as a couple of days ago. He hasn't done it quite yet. Ever since the Texas game, he's also been pretty quiet. He hasn't said that much on social media or to the media. Although Spencer hasn't said that much, his dad did. Here's what he said in a public interview. For right now, he's focused on working for this team, and we'll see what happens after January 10th. Hopefully, he'll be playing in the national championship game on January 10th, and then after that, we'll evaluate where he is as far as if any teams are interested in him in the NFL, we'll consider that. Also later adding, if we think, hey, you know what, we may ought to do another year or something at Oklahoma, wherever, we're leaving our options open whereas that is concerned, but for the most part right now, we don't even talk about it because he's got a task at hand to deal with. Okay, right there, those comments are from Mr. Mike Rattler, Spencer's dad. From those comments, you've had people speculating he's insinuating Rattler may transfer from Oklahoma after the season. In his quote, he said, "We may do another year at Oklahoma or wherever." So going off of his dad quotes, it does seem like Rattler is going to stay on the team up until the season's end. From everything I've seen, I believe he's going to do that. I also believe that's in his best interest. When you really think about it, there's no benefits to leaving in the middle of the season. You might as well stick it out. Unless him and the coaching staff, Caleb Williams, or some players on the team really have some hardcore beef, he might as well stay and get some free working out in. Last time I checked, I haven't heard any rumors of him and the players and the coaching staff having problems. The problems are only between him and the fans. Hold on right there. We're not going to focus too much about all of that in this video, that's common knowledge. We gotta move on to something else. Currently, as to when I'm making this video, Spencer Rattler has been given 2 vehicles by a sponsor. Obviously, you can do this now due to the name, image, and likeness rule. The company that gave him the vehicles goes by the name of Fowler Automated Group, which is one of the largest dealers in Oklahoma City. When they originally gave him the vehicles, there was no problem. They thought they were going to get a return on their investment. They're giving the star quarterback of Oklahoma a couple of cars. He's going to make them the money back. Flash forward in time to week 7 of college football, you now have a situation where you've given these vehicles to the backup quarterback who doesn't play. You see what I'm saying? At first, they thought they were giving them to the starter, not the backup. Here's what the people that gave him the car has said so far, quote unquote, whether Rattler starts or doesn't start, the truth is we didn't go into the partnership just for a return on our investment. I hate that he's having to go through this type of scrutiny as a student athlete, but I certainly understand. I assume he does too. That's just one of his NIL deals. He also has one with Raising Cane's, which is a fast food chicken restaurant I'm sure you're familiar with. If you're curious, the 2 cars he's been gifted are approximately $70,000 and the other one is $43,000. One is a 2021 Dodge Ram, the other is a Dodge Charger Scat Pack. So in total, he has 2 vehicles listed over the amount of $100,000. The company wouldn't confirm whether this was a quote-unquote gift or a lease deal. In other terms, they wouldn't verify if they're letting him borrow them while he's at Oklahoma. Before we go any farther in this video, I want to speak on it real briefly. When I first heard about this name, image, and likeness deal, of course I'm happy for the athletes. Everyone should be happy about it. If you can make money off of your name, you should have all power to do so. At the same time, when it passed, I even made a video about it. When did it pass? 4, 5, 6 months ago? I remember talking about it. You can go find the video if you want. I said this is a very bad idea, and it's going to be bad sometimes. Why did I say it's going to be bad? For the exact reason and situation we're sitting here talking about right now. It's not going to be the first one. We're actually seeing it with DJ Uiagalelei at Clemson. I believe he signed a couple of deals. He hasn't lived up to the hype either. The truth of the matter is, we're going to see many circumstances where these companies lend out cars, lend out money for advertising, and they're not going to get a good return on their investment. Or in this situation, the guy you lended out the money and lended out the charger to, he's not even going to be the starter halfway through the season. I still believe Rattler's a talented player. It doesn't matter if he quit throwing football for 5 to 10 years. He's always going to be talented. My biggest, and I can't stress this enough, my biggest problem with the NIL deal is when these players do get these cars, the money from the endorsements, do they lose that dog in them and do they quit grinding? I'm going to keep it 100. I don't know Spencer Rattler's work ethic. I'm not around the Oklahoma program. All I'm saying is this goes for almost 99.9% of humans. Whenever you do make that $5 million and you do quote unquote make it in life, you tend to get comfortable and you quit working as hard. That's not a shot at Spencer Rattler, DJ Uiagalelei, or anybody. I'm talking about every single person. For example, if somebody gave you $2 million, I'm sure you wouldn't really care to miss work the next couple of weeks, am I right? On the flip side, if somebody doesn't give you $2 million, you're going to be more inclined to go to work so you can set yourself up for a better future. This is just one of the many situations we're going to see where the NIL deal, it didn't work out in favor of the people lending out the stuff to the player. The exact same thing can be said for DJ Uiagalelei. Nobody's going to Raising Cane's talking about, oh, DJ sent me here. He's not playing so good either. One of the only players I've seen so far that should get a Raising Cane's deal and would be a great candidate is Bijan Robinson from Texas. He may have one, I don't know, I haven't gone on his social media, but for example, if Bijan Robinson did an Instagram ad saying, Raising Cane's chicken fingers and toes help me run over people on Saturdays, I guarantee you their sales would go through the roof with kids coming in about that. Anyways, moving on with this video, getting back on topic with Rattler, we got to talk about one last thing. It's almost inevitable. We all know he's going to transfer. Let's not beat around the bush. The only question now, where's he going to transfer? Oh yeah, too, I also know he could enter the NFL draft. I'm saying if he is going to transfer and stay next year. I saw this picture and screenshot floating around. A couple people sent it to me of saying the top 5 as to where we stand is UCLA, Georgia, Ole Miss, Cincinnati, and Arizona State. I've also seen that Arizona State is the #1 team in program. I guess you could make an argument and say Arizona State would be a good fit. That's where he played his high school football at. I don't know. When I think of Arizona State, I don't think of great quarterbacks. The other 4 schools, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them. Georgia, UCLA, Ole Miss. Doesn't matter to me. In my opinion, if you can't succeed and thrive at Oklahoma, which is a quarterback's graceland, I don't know where you can. Maybe Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin when Matt Corral leaves. Georgia, I don't understand that. If you thought Oklahoma fans were hard on you, Rattler, don't come to Georgia. The SEC is a different ball game. The bottom line for me, you can let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. Oklahoma is the best place to go, so now he's got to transfer from there. I don't see where he'd fit in real good. If you say he's not talented, that's just being delusional. He's talented. The real question, I guess you could say, can he put it all together and be a good leader? I don't think he's a good leader. People don't want to be around him. People want to be around Caleb Williams. People don't want to be around Spencer Rattler. That's how I see it right now. Let me know how you feel. With all that being said, it's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, you already know. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out here. Peace.